Hi, this is Suzanne, your instructor. I wanted to give you a quick video tour of the class and provide some tips on how to use the resources. When you first enter Canvas, you'll notice there's a couple of different ways to enter into your courses. For this class, you'll want to click the title or the large icon because that'll take you to the home page. Now, this week the home page only has a link to get to the course orientation, but I'll change this up every week and include really important information, so you'll want to make sure to read it. This is an example of a homepage you may find later in the semester. You'll know there's a new homepage because I'll change up the comic, so that's kind of my visual cue to you that there's something you need to read. The information here varies. It can be everything from tips on where to get help, campus-wide announcements, if I've noticed things as I was grading assignments, or tips on how to complete next week's assignment. There's also a link to all the content you need for this week, as well as for next week, and a link to the Q&A forum. Notice the link to the Q&A forum is both at the bottom and the top because I want to make it really easy for you to ask questions. I'll get a message as soon as someone posts in the forum and I'll answer it as soon as I can. If you have more personal questions, you can use the inbox over here to send me an email, but anything related to the class, it's better if we go through the forum because that way all the students can benefit from the answer. Now, when you click on this week's link, it'll take you to a schedule page that has all of the information you need up here, as well as the due dates and links to the assignments. So let's go through some of this information. First up is the instructor's introduction. This is a really great place to start because it tends to be short, it's what I think is important, and I try to make it quick and easy to read. So this is a nice preview of what we're covering this week. Next up is the study guide, and the study guide is all of the information that you need to know for the test. So make sure you can answer all of these questions. You won't be submitting these questions to me, rather what you'll be submitting is a worksheet that covers some of the information from the study guide, but not everything, so make sure you're looking at both. The link to the worksheet, so if we're back on our schedule page, the link to the worksheet is here, as well as listed under when it's due. What you'll do here is you'll download this document, fill it out, follow the instructions on the document, and then attach it. If you have questions on how to submit an assignment, you can post them in the Q&A forum, or if you click over here on this help icon, it'll take you to a Canvas help page where you can type in questions like how to submit an assignment, and maybe, there it is, and it'll find an answer for you. And these are actually surprisingly helpful, so I highly recommend them. All right, so let's go back to our schedule page. The other important link you need here is the textbook and learning links. And this is where you will find all of the information for answering the study guide and for answering the worksheet. Now, the learning links tend to be a long list of all the great places you can get help. The way I would recommend you do this is start with the textbook. So our first link is our official textbook for the class, and that'll have everything you need. As you move through the semester, though, you may find that some of these other links are also helpful. Because in the end, the scientific facts don't really change based on what textbook we're using. So you might just find that this textbook is easier to read, it's more interesting, or whatever it might be. And so there's lots of places that you can get information. Pick the one that works best for you. A lot of students really like Khan Academy. That has been a really great resource, as well as these crash course videos. All really great information. But if you don't want to venture out too far, our textbook is my personal favorite, so you can start there. That is all the information on the course schedule page. If you're looking for anything overall in the class, you can always click on modules, and the modules page has everything in the class. You can see this goes on and on. So I wouldn't necessarily click here unless you were looking for something specific, but what you will find that's helpful, so much scrolling, down at the bottom are all the announcements for the semester. And so if you had, you remember something from a few weeks ago, this will be a good place to go look for that. But again, if you have any questions, the best place, if we're back on our home page, is the Q&A forum or send me an email. All right, well, I hope that was helpful, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.